Welcome to Falcons TV, presented by DK's Hockey and Lacrosse. I'm Mike Kelly, joined by Brad Larsen, the head coach of the Springfield Falcons, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, pulling the trigger on the Rick Nash deal, going to the New York Rangers along with defenseman Steven DeLille, and also a conditional draft pick for next year in exchange for Brandon Dubinsky, Artem Anisimov, and also defenseman Tim Erickson, plus a first-rounder. What did you make of the deal?
Well, I mean, it was a deal that seemed like it was in the works for a while. It's tough to see a guy like Rick Nash probably leave the Columbus organization for what he's done, but I think on both sides, I think it was a marriage that was about to end, and I think it ended cordially. I don't think there was any bad blood. I just think on both sides it was almost time to move on, and Rick for a new challenge, and Columbus to kind of retool what they have there, and they got some great talent coming back in exchange for Rick, and I'm sure Rick's going to go on to do very well in New York.
Well, you also had a first up-close look as far as the development camp goes and some of the prospects. What do you think of the guys that are coming up in the system?
I like what I saw. I mean, it's a small snapshot of these guys, and you got to understand a lot of these guys midsummer form, so they haven't been on the ice much, or it's more for them to learn about pro hockey, about a lot of its nutrition and off-ice training, and certainly we do some stuff on ice, but yeah, there's some great talent coming. I mean, you get to see guys like Murray, who just got drafted in the first round, second overall. He's a good-sized kid who does everything very well, and he had Cam Atkinson there, he had Ryan Johansson there, who's been in the NHL, and Boone Jenner. I mean, the list goes on. They've done a very good job of drafting kids, and I think they're still maybe a year or two away from all these guys coming too. But you can start to see that they're building something great down there, and that was kind of the first peek at seeing these guys.
Jared Bednar has been announced as the new assistant coach of the Springfield Falcons. How did that all develop?
Yeah, you know what? I talked to Jared at the draft, and like I had a few interviews with him and talked, and I just right away had a good feeling about Jared, and everybody I talked to about him, from the St. Louis organization through people I knew through the hockey world and people I have a lot of respect for, spoke very highly of him, and Jared hit the criteria for myself almost perfectly. He's got experience as a coach. He's a very hard worker, from what I understand from everybody. He's very passionate about the game. He's a man of character, and that was another thing that was very important for us going forward as an organization, and adding to what myself and Nolan have here already. So he's very excited for the opportunity. I think we've already been talking about player personnel and going over that. So he's very excited about it. We're very excited about it, and just you're still a few months away, but we feel like things are moving along quite nicely here.
You also mentioned assistant coach Nolan Pratt. He was given an extension, well deserved there.
Yeah, Nolan stepped in last year, did a tremendous job. I mean, he stepped right in there, kind of wide-eyed early, like everybody does their first year, and just trying to get their feet wet and see what it's going to take. And Nolan's a tremendous worker, very knowledgeable. He's a winner. I mean, he's won a couple Stanley Cups as a player, so he knows what that winning environment's like. He's a great teacher, working with our young D-men. Not afraid to put the hours in. Again, another man of character, and again for me, and I think it's very important to cultivate winning attitude. You got to bring great people, and I think we're doing that here.
Yeah, it looks like, and you guys go back a long way, back to the Colorado Avalanche days in the early 2000s.
Yeah, we had a little taste together. I was kind of going up and down with Hershey at that point, and Nolan was full-time there. But yeah, I knew Nolan a little bit. I wouldn't say I knew him a lot, but in passing, I guess over the years, and playing against him certainly over the years when he was in Tampa. But yeah, I think you don't really get a full appreciation for how great a guy he is and how good a worker he is until you see him every day, and that's something he's brought, and he brings it every day, and we're just very appreciative of what he does for us.
Yeah, the signings have been trickling in throughout the summer, and one of the key ones recently was Ryan Craig announced, and a veteran, former captain of the Falcons, back into the fold.
Yeah, we looked at Ryan as a guy who, again, high character. Has NHL experience, a guy who, he's 30 years old. It's not like he's old or in the twilight of his career. I still think he has a lot to offer. He had a little bit of a down year for himself. He'd be the first to admit it, but I think he's very hungry to get back and prove to everybody that he's still an NHL caliber player. So you know, again, anytime you get a chance to add someone with character and the experience he has and the hunger, I think you have to really look at it. And I think Chris McFarland and Bruce Lannon did a great job of identifying that and making him part of our squad here.
How many more players do you think the Falcons will add before training camp?
It's tough to say. I mean, you know, a lot of it was dependent on this Nash thing, you know, and you know, we're pretty full right now. I don't think you know, you're not going to say none, or you're not going to say 2 or 3, just because you're always looking to improve as a team. And if there's opportunity to do that, I believe we'll look at it and try and make the appropriate steps. But for now, I think we're very comfortable with what we have here, and you know, most of these guys, obviously, their goal is to make Columbus, and that's what I tell them right out of the hop. I don't want to see them if I don't have to, you know. But there's only so many spots, as you know, up there, and unfortunately, there's going to be some hearts are broken, and they come down here, and it's our job to get them NHL ready and provide a winning environment here.
Thanks for joining us, Brad.
No problem.
That's Brad Larsen, the head coach of the Springfield Falcons, presented by DK's Hockey and Lacrosse.
DK's Hockey and Lacrosse is a full-line retailer specializing in hockey and lacrosse equipment and apparel. We carry every major brand at prices that can't be beat. DK's offers custom in-house embroidery, custom screen printing on jerseys, t-shirts, and other team apparel. We offer custom radius skate sharpening, skate repairs, and more. Customized gloves, pants, bags, goalie pads, and sticks with Warrior Custom Zone are also available. Jerseys, uniforms, gloves, and helmets are made to the highest standard. To get in the game, visit DK's Hockey and Lacrosse, 1 Pryor Road, Enfield, Connecticut, located at the Enfield Twin Rinks, or call us at 860-265-7790. You can also visit us online at dkhockey.com.